Thanks for the introduction. Hello, everyone from my side. So I will talk in the next 10 minutes about our project Hydro4U, which stands for Hydropower for You, the sustainable small-scale hydropower in Central Asia. So the project is also a Horizon 2020 project. It's an innovation action. There was last year this grant described here, so demonstration of innovative and sustainable hydropower, targeting the unexploited potential in Central Asia. So the call was closed in September last year, and our proposal is currently in the grant agreement phase. So that we hope that our project can start in the 1st of June this year. And right from the name of the grant, so that we have a target region, Central Asia. And here, Central Asia means the 5 countries of Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, which you can see here on this map. These are the rather high altitude countries in the mountains. And the following countries, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Kazakhstan. So we have here large river system, which have the origin in the mountains. They are crossing then the lowland countries and then flowing to the Caspian Sea. The total area is around 4 million square kilometers, which is around 40% of the size of Europe. The population here is around 72 million people with a rather low density. It's around a quarter of the population density in Europe. The climate is regionally different, but generally it's semi-arid to arid. However, the high altitude areas are obviously different. Well, there was a study performed in 2019 from UNIDO, which assumes that the unexploited potential for small hydropower in this region is around 34,000 megawatt, which is quite enormous. So in order to address this potential, the European Commission described this call. However, small hydropower has we found out that small hydropower has some barriers in Central Asia. So it's the lack of information for foreign investors. So there's no uniform platform available where we can get information on potential sites. And it's really hard to have data on discharges to make estimations, and this probably avoids some investments. Then generally small hydropower plays a minor role in the national energy production. Most of the countries, they rely on thermal energy, so coal. Only the high altitude countries, there are some bigger hydropower plants, but small hydropower plays, as mentioned, only a minor role. Furthermore, the benefits of small hydropower are not fully considered here, that the small hydropower can be a good energy source, but at the same time ecologically friendly. The technical conditions are also challenging. We have probably low water conditions in the summer, while we have in winter in the mountains, we have no water available. And finally, there are no uniform financing mechanisms available, which supports the development of ecologically friendly green energy. So in order to overcome these barriers, we just built up a nice project concept. So Hydro4U, we are 13 partners, 10 partners from Europe and 3 from Central Asia. So you can see here from this map, we have partners from Spain, Germany, Austria, Belgium, Switzerland, and also then in Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan, we have partners. So the main aim of our project is really the demonstration of technologies there. And demonstration means here to build 2 hydropower plants within the project time in Central Asia. So we have to consider in this demonstration task that our solutions are sustainable in a forward-looking water, food, energy, climate nexus context. So we have to consider the upstream, downstream topics. We have to look that this region is probably highly affected by climate change, so that the solution, when it's sustainable right now, we have to ensure that it's also work in future. And we will implement a GIS-based decision support for investors to easily explore the unexploited potential in Central Asia. We will develop a water accounting system to manage the water resource in a sustainable way. This is especially important as irrigation is a very important industry in Central Asia, and this we have to take into account when we want to build here some hydropower plants. And finally, so we want to support with our project the competitiveness of European small hydropower in Central Asia and so also globally. Therefore, we have a budget of 11.5 million euros. And the project, as mentioned, will start in June 20 this year and last for 5 years, so until May 26. So my presentation, I want to focus on mainly on the technologies we want to demonstrate, because this is the core of the project. So one solution we are aiming is the Hydroshot Power solution. Probably some of you know this concept already. I have the pictures on the right side. They are from the pilot hydropower plant where it was built the first time at Großweil in Bavaria. So we have, and within our project, we will further optimize this technology to make it more, in a modular way, to simplify it, and to reduce drastically the costs. With this technology, we want to exploit the low potential in the downstream countries where we have lower heads around 3 to 10 meters, and one single unit should be able to work for 1 to 10 cubics per second. So what's very important is that we want to maintain with our technology the fish-friendly and ecological benefits of the Hydroshot concept, which was proven already in a lot of studies. So a bit more detail, I want to show you this sketch. So the shaft, we have a vertical shaft, which is protected by a rake. The rake protects the turbine, but also avoids that fish and coarse sediments are sucked in the turbine, and the fish can easily migrate over using this permanent overflow, this fish bypass, and migrate safely downstream. With this gate, we can regulate the flow. For instance, during flood, we can open it, allowing also the bed load passing our structure. And at the same time, we have to ensure that in downstream we have a sufficient water level that the fish can safely migrate further downstream. So the main advantages of this technology, it's proven in a lot of studies that it's fish friendly, the sediments can pass. We have a very compact construction volume. Flood safety is also ensured. And what is very important is that this technology goes in line with the European Water Framework Directive. So we also, with demonstrating this technology, we bring also this framework to Central Asia. The next technology is from one of our partners, from Global Hydro. They have already the idea of a container for Francis turbine in a container. So this means that everything is built inside this container. We don't need a powerhouse anymore. We can prefabricate everything in Europe and then bring this container to Central Asia where we can easily mount it. So this will obviously reduce construction cost and the construction time and this cost. And this second solution is meant to address medium head ranges, 25 to 150 meters, and one single unit should work with around 1 to 5 cubics per second. And so this technology is more for the down and upstream countries, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan. As mentioned, very important for our project is that we really demonstrated. So we already identified 2 sites in Central Asia where we can build our technology in collaboration with local investors. So in Kazakhstan and in Uzbekistan, but also we have so-called planning activities in our project. The planning activities are, we don't build here something within the project, but we will make a preliminary study. We will make a preliminary design of the technologies at these other locations to show that our technology is not only working at one place, but at more. And of course, during the whole project, we are sure that we can extend and probably invest more time and also to find further possible sites for our technologies. So, Hydro4U and FIThydro has also connections because the hydropower, which we want to demonstrate, must be ecologically friendly. And also we have partners from FIThydro in our project, in our new project, EV Imbo, SJE, and our chair. So in order to prove that the demonstrated technologies they are sustainable, we can use some of the experience from FIThydro and want to apply the developed SNTDs, which are mentioned before already. So we will conduct in-field monitoring using telemetry studies. We want to evaluate ecological sound flow regulations, attraction flow for safe up and downstream migration where necessary, and also want to apply the already presented decision support system for the assessment of mitigation measures. So that finally we can develop sustainable replication guidelines for fish-friendly small hydropower in Central Asia. So very short with this slide, I'm coming already to an end of my presentation. At our chair, Peter Rutschmann will serve here as project coordinator, supported by Henny Abouewafa, the project manager, and me as scientific coordinator of the project. So in case you have any questions regarding our project, regarding Central Asia, what we want to do here, you can contact us. And finally, with this nice picture from one of our demonstration sites, I want to say thank you for your attention, and I will be glad for some questions later in the question and answer session.